Alright, here we go, replacing the clutch and the flywheel. It was pretty shot. Just a couple tips to remember. I am not sponsored by anybody. The tools you see are tools I purchased and I'm using for this purpose, building this hot rod. This is a 33 hot rod. There's the new flywheel. I just torqued it down. Getting ready to put in the pressure plate and the clutch plate. Two things to remember. Make sure you get the clutch plate in correctly. There are two different sides. One side's flush, one side sticks out a little bit. You gotta get them correct. Also, make sure you wipe down that surface. There is a grease on it. And make sure you wipe down this surface. If you don't, just like your brakes, if you don't wipe your rotors down, you're going to fry your clutch almost immediately. Make sure you wipe those down. There's also a break-in period for your clutch, so make sure you do that. Make sure you use your alignment tool, real easy. You slip it in the hole here, it fits into the splines, it fits right into here, and it keeps everything aligned for you, so when you put your transmission in, you don't have to fight it so much. You'll have to fight it, but not so much because everything will be lined up. I put in a new pilot bushing. This one's a little bit strange. It's actually a bearing, and it's got a casing that goes around it. That you tap in the casing, you don't touch the bearing. Make sure you pack grease down deep inside there so that it has grease to use during its life. Torque on these were 56 to 64 pounds. I torqued them down at 60 pounds. The next bolts that hold the pressure plate in, I torqued something like 29 or 30. I'll look up the specs in my book after this, and you can see I don't even know what they call that plate. Spacer plate has all been cleaned up, nice and purty, looking good. After we do this, we're going to drop the transmission in. And then we'll put in our drive shaft and finalize all that, and we'll have a drivetrain. All ready. See you soon. Clutch plates properly torqued, 12 to 24 foot-pounds. Weird numbers. Make sure when you're torquing this that this has bottomed out on your flywheel. If it hasn't, you may have something wrong with your threads or your pins. There's 3 alignment pins or so, may not be lined up. Make sure it bottoms out. Otherwise, you're going to have wicked clutch problems. Time to pull out the alignment pin. Comes right out. You can see the grease at the end packed inside there to keep it nice and lubricated. Next step, throw the transmission in. See what happens. There we are. Drive shaft's in. All the way back to that rear end. All the way up and across. Out to my transmission. Up to my engine. You notice I've got a chain kind of supporting my engine. Well, I notice my rotisserie is a bit twisted. If you look there, you can see how it's twisting that heavy angler I got on there pretty badly. I didn't think it would take the weight of the engine, but what the heck. I put it in and I tried it. So until I can get my rear axle parts in, get tires on it, get it on the ground, this is what I'm going to have to do. Have the engine, and when I'm working under it or working around it, I have it supported by that chain and a chain fall going up into the ceiling. And this way I can start bolting things on, making sure things are going to fit. I had the motor mounts backwards. Be real careful of that because it moves the engine way too far forward for the oil filter to fit. Once it's in correctly, oil filter fits real nice. So this is what we got right now. There we go. There's the engine. Coming back to my tranny. All out of a 1990 Mustang. Drive shaft, custom built of course. Going right to my IRS in the back. She's looking good. I got it strapped up in the back so I can actually sit in it. and feel important. You know how it is. You can't wait to get to that stage. I know. Alrighty, good luck. We're putting in the stage 1 of the insulation. I guess this is for heat, and the next insulation, I bought both of them, is for sound. It's kind of a foam. Laying that in on the firewall, laying it in down here. I don't understand why they put it on the floor here, because there's 1 inch of foam sandwiched between 2 plates of aluminum. But it'll make the car much quieter and much heat resistant. Come up to the waterfall. We're looking right now to put in the transmission tunnel, the drive shaft tunnel, how they want that put in there. Then we'll do the firewall, the waterfall, the gas tank, up in that little ledge, get all that soundproof so you don't hear all that gas sloshing around. We're looking good. We put in today new harmonic balancer. I noticed the rubber on the old one was starting to crack a little bit. We've got a thermostat housing in place. We just set in the heater hoses. These run out to the back. They'll run across over here. I run here to the heating air conditioning unit. That's where we are nice. Got the wires, spark plug wires in. We got some new clips on them. Those fit right on these bolts. These studs right here hold everything in place. Keep them away from the headers. Got a starter in there. We'll probably end up putting some oil in real soon, and then just crank the engine a little bit and let some oil get circulating around everything. Picked up my package yesterday of rear end parts. I'm thinking about heading to the back end here and start putting in some rear end parts. We're working phase 2. The silver is the heat shield, and then there's a gray foam about 3/8 of an inch thick for your sound dampening. It's a real nice kit. Everything's all custom cut for you. All you pretty much have to do is clean it, stick it, and you're done. It's looking pretty good. Looking nice and sound. It's pretty cool. Now, on my drive shaft tunnel, I did something a little different. I didn't want to put this on the outside. I wanted the heat shield on the inside, because that's where all the engine heat's going to come from. So I laid that up on the inside, and then I'll put the sound dampening up here around the outside. And that should give me very, very nice sound. But you hear the difference? Really deadens the sound nicely. And that's not supposed to be sound dampening. That's supposed to be heat reflective. So with this aluminum side towards the drive shaft, it should reflect all the heat. I might be doing the same thing to the transmission tunnel when it comes in. I got to think about that. All right, today what we're working on, as you can notice, we got a set of shorty headers coming in, and these came off the old donor car that I had. Well, they have a stud mounted into the headers, and they were so rusted, it was much easier to just cut them than they were to try to unscrew them. So what I need to do now is cut these off flush, drill them out, so I can use a bolt and a nut to hold the exhaust system together, and that'll be much easier. I've done this before, and it's a lot easier having a bolt and nut than it is having a stud that you got to fight, because then you have to remove it or you have to cut it. So we're going to work on that. We're going to cut these off, probably drill them out 3/8, and that'll give me plenty of meat to be able to bolt these up together, and we'll start getting the exhaust system in.